individual in any career, there's always a time you sit back and realize how well you've done. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Dice. My name is Sammy Walsh. I'm your host, brought to you by The Guardian Nigeria in partnership with Boom Play Music. Today on the show, we have a very special species. He's a human being. I'll get there shortly. Take a deep breath. He's a rapper. He's a writer, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, somewhere along the line. I'm so sure we're going to see him in some movies soon. He's tall, dark, and handsome. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Vector. Vector is also the most annoying human being I have on my side.
Well,
but yes, we'd love you.
You told me you're both male and female, so...
I'm a man and a woman. Are you happy now?
Okay,
Are you happy now? You wanted me to say it by myself. But how are you?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Very good to see you. I haven't seen you in ages.
Yes, same here.
Is there anything you'd like to catch me up on real quick?
How are you, man?
Victor, can you behave? You promised that you'd behave.
Okay, I promised. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hit me with something new. I've known him for quite a while. This is why I say this, but we'll get to you guys. Don't worry. Something new. Anything. One thing.
I have 2 songs out.
No. Anything else? Anything we can't Google? How about that?
I don't know.
Wow. We'll get back to that when he figures out something new to tell me.
Yes, I'm really slow right
now. For the people that don't know anything about Vector or vaguely know things about Vector, tell us, really vaguely, your Vector story.
I have a lot of Vector stories.
Well, give me, if I was a fan that just heard Early Momo, for instance, and I wanted to know a little bit about Vector, what would you say?
There are a lot of things to know about me, actually.
Hit me with what you want me to know.
What I want you to know.
Oh my days.
Like, I'm a guy, don't worry. Like, I'm just a guy. Whatever it is you think in your head, I'm your guy.
Fair enough.
Yes.
A lot of testosterone, a lot of babes, a lot of smiling, flirting, a lot of kids, a lot of money. You say you're a guy. I'm generalizing.
Bye-bye. There's nothing that's coming from the sky that the ground cannot handle. So in whatever context you think you deem fit, yeah.
The general consensus of Vector online, for instance, is that you are dark in terms of your demeanor. You're mean, even though you can be friendly as well. Do you object? Would you agree?
I can't lie, I can't deny my dark side.
I knew that you would go with it.
But I think there's a thin line between that and the misrepresentation that I'm a mean person. I'm just a blunt person. I mean, life's been blunt to all of us. Nobody really hates life like that. Or you don't judge life. If
you had to pick confident or cocky, which would Vector be?
I'm confident, I'm not cocky. If I were cocky, oh my God.
What? We would get worse than what we get now?
I'm just confident. Like, you have to be confident in yourself. Like, the only thing you know for sure is you. How are you not so confident about that?
I agree completely. Tell me what euphoric moment you would say has defined your career.
You want dark or you want bright?
Dark.
Look at you. Okay. Of recent past, it would be the passing of my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did this have a lot of negative effects on your career at the time?
I don't know how that will have a negative effect on your career.
It might have sent you into depression. It might have sent you into not wanting to work or just being a bum.
I'm that person who believes that music allows you to use every negative influence or experience in a positive way, or at least in a musical way. I don't know what, for the lack of a better word. Music allows you to use any experience in your life musically.
That's basically a means of expression.
Yeah, but then you're able to maybe enjoy the process over just remembering the painful process. Yeah, so I wouldn't say it's affected my career in any negative way.
So that was a personal choice on you to channel it that way?
I feel that has to be the foundation of what it means to be a musician in the first place. Like, it's your experience about life. And that's the only diary book you could keep as a musician for me.
Is that what you do in general? So let's say when you had your daughter, for instance, same energy?
It's the same. Music is the stream that is the underlying stream for me in life. So I go through an experience. The moment I get through that experience, it's like, okay, this can become music as well, because music is pretty much about messages, right, to the audience, or to the fans, or people that love you or love your craft.
People can relate to it.
Yeah, so I guess that's what informs relatability over the current trending slang for me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, so here's something that I didn't even know as well. Apparently, you are the rapper with the longest freestyle in Nigeria. Yes?
Yes.
When did this happen?
I dare say in Africa.
In Africa, ladies and gentlemen.
But we don't have any other freestyle that has lasted over 2 hours on radio via, so lines. What topics to freestyle about were being sent in via social media real time?
I don't even ask you all this one. All I said was...
I got to tell you now, just in case you know, say it's the confidence.
Yes, it is the confidence. So they were sending in topics for you to freestyle about as it was going on. So it might have been me, low-key.
But funny enough, yeah, because when they sent Agbalumo, it just made sense. You're a Barak boy, your dad works in the station, Agbalumo has station,
And this went on for 2 hours?
Yes, 2 hours, 3 minutes.
I agree.
And I think it also holds the record for, well, it has the highest downloads for a longest verse, that's a long verse that's 2 hours, 3 minutes, and it's hit over 1 million plus, so.
I'm surprised you didn't do the Guinness Book of Records. Is there longer? Jeez, more than 2 hours?
We were
Weren't
trying
you get tired?
to...
Weren't you gasping for breath also?
It was fun for me. It was fun for me. When I got tired, I stopped because I was like, I'm tired of standing.
Oh, is it? So if you're sitting, you'd have gone on?
No, I mean, I was like, okay, I think we've done enough. The first was 1 hour, 23 minutes or so. So like, I think we've done enough.
Do you feel like there were benefits from doing this?
How I feel about, say, benefits in this case would be how I feel about the good you get from doing good. Like, the feeling you get from doing good is the reward, right? For me, it was just like, oh, we did it. But it was more than that for me. For me, it was like, there was a time. The first time I attempted, the studio computer shut down. It crashed.
After how long?
Yeah, 1 hour, 20-some minutes.
Wow, I'd be so upset.
Yeah, and their whole system crashed. Their social media crashed. The second one, I got back home and people hit me up like, yo, they were in traffic.
And they were listening
on Lekki Express, right? And almost everybody was tuned into the radio station, like, and it was just a rapper, just rapping. It was interesting. That was way more. That's a better memory to keep for me, if anything, profit-wise.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I wish it was documented. We should document more things.
Yeah,
guys.
there's documentation. I mean,
there is?
We have the audio version of over 1 million downloads.
Oh, it's online?
Yes.
Fabulous. I must listen. I want to hear this Agbalumo part and how you made it work.
I even myself, I was like, Agbalumo, okay. People were doing the worst.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah.
Just imagine your friends had tuned in and sent you some words.
You'd have sent rubbish.
Yes, I would have. Okay, compared to other genres of music in Africa, rap apparently seems to be the hardest to monetize, so we say. Do you agree? You've been doing it for ages. You must have some kind of answer to this.
I have answers on both sides.
I can imagine, because you've also done like songs that are not entirely 100% hardcore rap.
Yeah.
Like, you have songs that I mess with. And if I mess with a rap song, it's not just because my guy. If I mess with a rap song, that means it's a sweet song. You get it? So that means the hook is catchy, or there's something else that I can at least follow up to, or the lyrics or something. But do you think it's as profitable? Maybe let's do that as a starter.
I've been doing it all my life, and I haven't really recorded lack as such, right? I mean, it works for me, but then I feel like being a musician, because I don't like the idea of boxing people in. So being a musician, for example, I have experiences in life that count. So there's a celeb boy who was a lead tenorist in his mass choir. There's that one. There's learning instruments in the White Garment Church, Olowu Parish, Lagos Island. There is getting in tune with rap, but then there's learning about pop music, blues, R&B. Like for me, all that experience or all the experiences you've had, it doesn't make sense if they're useless because you're not using them. So for me, it's pretty much like, it's energy-wise. So this moment I'm in my rap element, let's go. The next moment I'm in my celeb element, says who, no, says who. You know what I mean? Like it could be that. So I'm not totally of the argument that rap is not profitable, even though I've profited from being a rapper. I guess it's just, once it's fresh and it's interesting and it's unique in its own way, it'll find its own way.
Why do you think it seems to be harder for females to profit off rap?
I've mistakenly also thought that maybe rap didn't appeal to women. I don't touch up wherever.
Yeah, that is entirely false. Rap does appeal to all kinds of people.
Yeah, now, so what then is the value of that question you asked me just now?
Why doesn't it seem to pick up for the females? In Nigeria, it seems to be only, I mean, talking about rap here, we're going to hear a Sasha P, of course, that's like scenes, but not even, what are you doing?
Hi, so now that I'm a female, I should be able to answer your question.
No,
girlfriend,
you should have knowledge on this as to why Vector, quote unquote, and Vector could be anybody, don't get me wrong, okay. Vector as a rapper has succeeded doing rap, regardless of the background you have, that you have infused in your rap. Why hasn't a Samantha, the other rapper, what's female, why hasn't she succeeded the way you have?
I feel that we can't shy away from the fact that women don't necessarily collaborate as much as men do.
I agree, yes.
And everybody who's an upcoming rapper somewhere, somehow, we've all done features somehow, some way. Just pretty much to like share fans or share movement or share growth. I feel like for the female rappers, if there were a bit more collaborative efforts, it probably would work. It's not like they don't have fans or the fans are non-existent. Maybe it's not just being corroborated or encapsulated.
So what you're saying, in layman terms, is that females don't support each other. That's what you're saying. Oh my goodness, I'm tired of him already. In your opinion, what would you say is most financially boosting? Endorsements, deals with record labels, partnerships, ambassadorships, all these many terms that they give you.
Aren't endorsements, partnerships, and ambassadorships as well?
It depends on the product and the brand. But go ahead. I
feel like you are trying to give me brain.
I do no such thing. I don't want to give you brain.
At least of all of them, there's no the record label is the only option that probably would take a larger percentage than you.
Than you on your own.
The most financially profitable, if that's what you're asking, would be every other option but the record label.
Why? Why is that so though?
Record label, the money is recoupable now. Endorsements is not recoupable with your work.
What if you have successfully given back the record label all that you have taken from them, and now this new endorsement or ambassadorship or whatever comes?
Well, if I'm being straight to the point with the question you asked, yes, but I will never underestimate the power of a strong machine that's a record label that functions. Say Burna Boy is a product of that as well. I mean, there's grace, there's talent, but having a strong team that can break walls and introduce you to new audiences, and that's always for an artist, a dope record label backing will always get you bigger numbers with brands and endorsements and the rest.
So basically, the answer to my question would be the record label, if it's a good record label, or good enough at least, doing the right thing.
But then your question was about which is
profitable,
more...
yeah.
Yeah, profitable. Well, yeah, I guess to
because
play
if your
right,
label gets you all the
yeah, if they place you properly,
yeah.
you would get the best of the other deals. So yes, a good record label.
What if you didn't have a record label? For those that don't, for instance, and they have numbers.
Originality?
Well, absolutely, I agree. Yes.
Yeah, just staying original to yourself. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that nobody could replicate is the original you. And if you already have the audience, it's the ability to be able to hold your audience that determines, say, what endorsements gets to you. Because now they know that you have their attention, not just their music attention. So I feel if you're original, most, what's that line again in that record? The brand will give you a deal if they need you enough. Yeah.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I don't rap, you do.
No, I'm telling you, don't you believe that the brand will give you a deal if they need you enough?
Oh, absolutely.
So your goal is to become so important that they need you enough.
You have been in the industry how many years now, altogether, as a rapper?
Officially since 2009.
Please hit me mathematics. How many years is that?
Maybe 11. 2019, that would be 10.
10.
Yeah.
You've tried.
So technically.
That's a decade.
No.
You old.
Yeah.
And you're
now
still giving us...
veteran.
Are you though? Is 10 years veteran, would you say?
I've been a veteran from the jump. What you talking about?
Please,
yes,
leave us.
You want to deny it.
I mean...
They want place. Moving on.
Okay, fine. If you could change anything about the rap industry in the year 2021, what would it be? Nothing? Here, I mean, rap industry here.
I feel like the only problem that anything will have over here would just be mindset in general. Just in general. Be it rap, be it politics,
kinds of music.
Be it business, just mindset. I'm not sure the mindset is 100% where it should be, but as to say maybe picking particular things, I'm just a rapper in the industry now. I did not create it. So yeah. So
if you had the power to do something in the rap industry, you would do nothing.
I mean, I've had power and I've done a lot too, so.
But you can still do more.
And that's why I'm doing more.
Okay, I'll give you another 5 years and come back and harass you. Is that all right? No.
The answer to that question
No.
I'll just let it pass.
No, please play nice, do better. Yeah. What opportunities would you say have come so far with doing Hennessy VS class?
What opportunities have come so far?
You?
For me? Mm-hmm. I guess I've had an opportunity to do more than the doings I've been doing already. You have had the opportunity to tutor, to mentor, to rap, yes. Yes, so even though I've been doing that. More than what you've been doing, yes. Yes, so, yes, if anything, that would be like at the top of the list for me, to be able to at least enrich the rap culture beyond just skill, like into, like you said, mentorship, tutoring, and helping rappers realize that it's actually worth your time, and I mean, same as anything that you are dedicated to, anyways. But yeah, I'm glad we've been able over the years to enrich rap in Nigeria as a culture and as a history. As the non-rap guys, let's say, our assumptions with rap is beef and violence and fighting, going all the way back to Tupac and Biggie, for instance. Now it seems to be part of the culture. Do you agree? For the lack of a better analysis of it, let's say vices. All the vices you've mentioned are human. So it's applicable or evident in, well, a lot of genres beyond rap. So yeah, beef. Just that rap is a bit more confrontational, not aggressive. Human beings are aggressive. Will Smith is a rapper.
Yeah, but he's not aggressive. I see your point.
Boom. What do you mean by an aggressive rapper?
Off the top of my head, I would say DMX is aggressive. Top of my head.
Because I met him one-on-one, he's weird, that's how he is. I swear.
You see?
We were at IHOP and he bought food. All they gave me was like, what? when they gave him the bill, he was like, what? I'm like, he actually says that for
No,
real,
he does
for real.
not. I do not believe you.
I
do not believe.
Like, that's, when it was like, what? I'm like, like, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but am I aggressive? I can be. I grew up in the barracks.
But
what type of aggressive do you mean if that's not the answer?
I don't know, you know. I'll take it. Tell me about, moving on, tell me about Crownofclay. That's you and MI's collaborative album.
Record?
Tell me about it.
Yeah,
Record.
It's a record that highlights the crown of essence.
Why did we decide to call it Crownofclay?
It's a simple analogy. Folks would rather crown of gold, but then gold is from earth. Gold is of earth. Clay represents earth. It's also, it's a thought pattern that I stumbled across myself. Well, of course, after experiencing plenty arguments, say for example in school and generally, just like, wait though, we keep complaining about how much they've stolen our wealth, but people will make the wealth to them thieves supposed to make another one now. You know what I mean? Like, what's that Jay-Z line I heard? Motherfuckers say they made Hove, make Hove say, okay, so make another Hove.
As in, really though?
Yeah, they're like,
do it again.
Yeah, so, and that's a bounce back theory for me that can become practical too. Like, if you really did do it before, it shouldn't be a problem to do it again. So we keep talking about all these materials that have been taken away from us. Bronze head, one thing. Whereas we have advanced so much that if we keep looking at what's been stolen away from us, we will not see what new things we have created.
I agree. Now the you and MI situation went from people assuming it was an actual problem to we're making it money to we're just trolling you guys when you guys thought you were trolling us.
I don't know the third part, but you'll be fine.
that's the whole world's consensus. Everybody assumed that we were trolling
Minister
you
for
guys.
Global Affairs.
Yes. Alas, you guys are trolling us. Did that turn out the way you wanted it to? Is the question I'm going to ask.
I didn't have any expectations as to how it was meant to turn out.
Wasn't it supposed to be come together to make some money initially, or correct me?
It was never.
No?
It was never initially a scheme to make money.
So it was actually initially a problem between both of you?
Oh yeah, I had a problem with how things were being represented. I'm not a very everywhere Bubuero type of guy, so I felt like my character was being misrepresented as a hard person, whereas yeah, I may be a tad bit dark, but it doesn't mean I'm a hard person. As a matter of fact, I'm one of the easiest persons to deal with.
True. So
I felt like I was being misrepresented in character, and because, you know, if you could explain to everybody, say, you know, say, I don't really be like that too. Like, all right, okay, so who's the perpetrator? Yeah. You, I got you. Let's settle this.
So understandable. But in the same breath, like, see, I just asked you, what different ways do you believe you've helped the rap industry here? And you have in so many ways, undisputed. But in a lot of our opinions, mine included, I didn't feel like both of you were helping. I felt like both of you were just driving the aggressive culture of rap in terms of the beef, in terms of the battles, in terms of what you say. And there's reasoning behind yours, which you've just said now. You were misinterpreted. Defamation of character, in fact, is what I'm calling it. But how do you find the line? Coming out of yourself and this situation, how do you find the line where it's not young cats just looking at both of you that they worship, and it's just aggression. Buzz, booze, boom, bah.
You know, the funny thing is, a lot of times we want to believe that all those other opinions really matter, but they really don't. A lot of times they don't. Like, I'm not expecting you to expect perfection with me. Like, that's anxiety that is not needed.
I agree.
Right? So as a human being,
I agree.
Because no matter how, yes, now, no matter how you feel we're meant to represent you perfectly, or we're meant to be like these role models and everything, bro, don't worry yourself, I'll be a human being, right? And if I feel, and I also want the people that are following me especially, if you feel something is being misrepresented, you might as well speak up about it. Like, it's not, the value is not in the fight. The value is in you being able to stand up for yourself sometimes, just in case the format of the attack is not necessarily direct. And if you can see that, oh, this is rubbing off on you wrongly, you don't have to wait till it now becomes physical, like from that moment. So you may see it from the angle of maybe it's not necessary to propagate violence, but it wasn't that. If it really was violence, you would have known. I'm Lagos and I'm proper. Like, you would have known. And I will encourage anybody to be bold about their stance and speak up exactly for what they stand for, just in case the word needs to be heard. I can't tell you to keep taking smacks on your face even when your back's against the wall. Sometimes you have to react, right? I'm not advising you to react violently, but hey.
You're bound to at some point.
Yes.
My issue with this, again, another issue that I had with it was many times I've enjoyed watching online mostly. I've enjoyed watching rap battles that are harmless and not deep and hurtful, but it's interesting to watch. So at first, I mean,
Look
yes,
at you, Roman.
There are disses here and there, but like, come on, it's not like
but that's more
piercing things.
That's more detrimental to, in my opinion. I watch rap battles as well. I watch The King of the Dots. I watch Smack URL. I watch a bunch of stuff. But the rappers that represent what rap is about, it's okay for everybody to have their conversations. But what we're doing is, with those, a lot of times you keep driving the narrative of, oh, my gun's so big, it'll leave a parking drive through you.
It's most
right?
times.
Yes, and so what then is the adverse effect of that on like the young people who are interested in rap?
That is violence, yeah.
Pretty much.
Do you guys think that, and I speak for both of you, actually, I can only ask you, do you think that that situation, you and MI's situation, helped the rap battle? Isn't it supposed to be growing and becoming bigger and better for all the rappers?
Well, I've also realized that a lot of people want that savior syndrome, but not for them. Like, whatever I do,
Yes, I agree with that.
a lot of times it doesn't have to be for the culture. I'm within the culture, so technically whatever I do is for the culture, but I don't have to say, oh, like this is what helped the rap battle. Yeah, and yes, I've also heard rap battles where the guy that came and floored the other rapper, he wasn't talking about guns. He was telling him stuff like, oh, like, you would say, for example, say, you be up here talking about how you do a whole lot of runs and shoot a whole lot of guns, but you call people bitches, but you give birth to a daughter and you hope they act like a whole lot of nuns. Like, don't you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, he went the opposite direction.
He was giving him like, you go to talk about violence, but you want peace.
Yeah.
You know how many of picking be talk, but you're actually beating your chest. Like, yes, I've seen that as well. So it's, I guess it's your own preference, what you choose as an individual. Your home training is not left out of your career.
That's why you guys ended up the way you both did.
You can't become a rapper bigger than what your parents taught you growing up.
I agree.
You really can't. Not unless you're angry at something from that side.
Oh my days. So far,
Yeah.
what would you say has been your biggest endorsement?
My biggest endorsement, Lafiaji.
Why?
So all these brands come through and they put money on the table, but you also have to understand that with a lot of, like with every other business, time comes and time goes. Seasons change, replacements are made, substitutes come on the picture play. But for me, it'll be, I always felt like if it's okay for Jay-Z to talk about Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, it really should be okay for me to be all about Lafayette to the death of me, right? And it feels great when it's not just props. Yeah. Like I'm really, really with the boys, right? I'm really, really with the culture. I can go to the Bajulaye Palace, for example, and I'll just sit down there, and that's the base for the Lafayette masquerades with Eyo, and I'll just have fun with like the history of Yoruba culture in Lagos and how they vibe. Like I'll even put some of them up. Like I'll be there standing in Lafayette and masquerades will pass. I'll be like, "Hey, Victor!" and I'm like, at the point there was some masquerade like you say, "I'm getting to me." I was like, "She gungun boy pop me."
Oh my day.
Right. So for me, it's I love the hybrid factor. I love the fact that I'm a rapper that grew up in the barracks on Lagos Island, and culture in itself endorses that as well, even within itself. So yeah, that would be the biggest one.
Are there some decisions you feel like you could have rethought? Not changed, but rethought?
A lot now.
Like what? Give me one. In terms of your career, not personal.
A lot of decisions I made in my career, I felt like if I could have rethought before I acted on certain things. Because yeah, my older brother, DJ Magnum in SA, he always says, you know, wisdom is from two words, but wise dominion.
I want to kill you. Because no, I didn't.
I
did not.
Now in the time I say, no, wisdom is wise dominion. Like you have to dominate wisely over situations. And not because you're right, not because the person is wrong. No, it's like you have to be wise with it. So if I had like maybe deeper thoughts, say how I would now, I definitely would have made certain other decisions. However, I'm grateful regardless, because hey, there's other record too. If we in turn person, we go win. And if I know win, the lesson I learn from the loss self now win.
The lesson learned from the loss is a win as well. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How many kids do you have?
2.
2. But you're not married?
No.
Would you say that it doesn't help your funds as an artist? The parents that aren't doing it the regular way, that are like you and me, do you think that in terms of profit, it doesn't really help? Would you advise other blooming artists to maybe plan it out differently?
I have fans that are from broken homes. I have fans from single mothers. I have fans from single fathers. I'm the most realistic person. I can tell you to plan it out before it happens, but there's no way you plan out meeting somebody who you find out later wasn't compatible with you. There really isn't any way, and I'm not one for that whole facade advice of, you know, if you plan it, like, it is in the same thought, they say man proposes, God disposes, yeah? To think dispose also can mean throw away, right? So, yeah, do your best to plan. But at the end of the day, God's purpose doesn't know man's definitions. So you can do, like, bruh, all I know is, for example, in my house, my parents always said, my mom too, say, say in our own house, we take our children. It's, she used to say with so much swag. Like, so me, I don't know, say, no matter how I be, man, you gotta be responsible, because at the end of the day, you must be able to play your role as a father or a mother in the life of your child to the best of your capabilities, whether you're alone or whether you're with somebody. Because yes, a lot of kids are with both parents, but they're going through trauma regardless. So I don't know how to say, plan things, or, you know, if your life is going to be good, just do your best, but make sure that if you're responsible, be responsible to the best of your abilities.
Hallelujah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now Wizkid and Burna have recently given us props as a nation and as a continent at the Grammys. How do you think that this is going to affect the entertainment industry as a whole? I'm not even going to say rap. I'm just going to say the entertainment industry here for us.
It'll bring more eyes to Nigeria. There are definitely lots of ignorant people in the world as to what we represent as a people, say as a black nation or as the most populous black nation on earth. Me, for one, I like the fact that, okay, on the global scale, you have like physical evidence of greatness.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfection, it's just greatness, right? You have that too. But I feel like there's more to be discovered. And this might just be one of the, look here, like you did look at that place, you know, get says, see, yeah, boom, yeah. So, because there are a lot of ignorant people in the world as to whatever we are capable of doing or what our sound is or what the value of our artistry is. So yeah, that works. South by Southwest, Austin, Texas, I had an interview and the girl was like, so why do you feel that Nigerians, like, they feel they need to feature maybe American acts to, you know, so for Afro, like, no, you're catching up to the party late. Like, we've been, we're not, as a matter of fact, it's you people that try to tap into it. Have you heard when Jesus say yes, nobody can say no. Baba Noah is when it's small now that they give them. It's a hit record for you guys, it's life to us.
Really and truly.
Yeah, it also buttresses further the strength that we are as a people or as a nation that we probably don't highlight every day is, yes, Wiz and Burna have done remarkably well, but that is them out of a buffet of greatness existing. Yeah. Like, it's not just music alone, like just a buffet of greatness existing. And yes, they have set a standard now with that, but every other person is definitely going to understand that it is beyond, this is not, what's that thing, that charity, or where you have to aid. No. This is gift. And there's a lot more where that came from.
Why early momo? What happens in the morning that I don't know about?
A lot of things happen in the morning.
Such as?
Breakfast in bed.
Absolutely. What is your preference? You're supposed to be telling me about early momo.
Yeah.
But I've now gone to like breakfast. I said breakfast, what breakfast in bed? Okay, yes, what's your preference? Talk to me, I'm here for you.
Food now.
What kind of food? Vector, tell me about the song, please. Please stop telling me about your preference. I'm done with you. Tell me about the song, I'm done with you.
Yeah, I feel like people want this song to have a lot of stories, but it really doesn't.
But there must be something.
If I thought there's anything, is that she walked into the apartment and broke something. The first thing she did was break something. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, Spencer, let's get this done.
You guys would know who Spencer is, you have to go and check.
Yeah.
Please, you completely understand. I'm going to let him go. You guys can stream Early Momo on all the platforms and Boomplay as well. Vector, it's been great catching up with you. Very good to see you, as always. Remember, guys, this is The Dice, brought to you by Guardian Nigeria in partnership with Boomplay. My name is Sammy Walsh. I've been the host. It's been great. I have to go and let this gentleman go. I love you.